Yeah. All right. Table clean.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story. So she's driving me insane, her stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, and I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light. See the light.
I'm Dr. Orion Taraban, and this is Psych Hacks, Better Living Through Psychology. And the topic of today's short talk is relationships and the concept of the game. This is another continuation of my episodes entitled Life and the Concept of the Game and the Fundamental Game of Human Relationships. So, if you're new to the channel, you might want to start there. Look, if anything with a goal and a set of rules is a game, then relationships are a game. Why? Because when you enter into a relationship with another human being, you want something. That is your goal. It could be sex, or money, or friendship, or connection, or competition, or a loving, committed relationship, or just a companion to pass the time. I'm not here to judge. But in every case, you're going to another person because you want something from that person. And whether you like it or not, there is a set of rules associated with how to obtain that desired thing. For instance, it would not be possible to win the game of a loving, secure family if you were, say, an active, abusive alcoholic. If you sow chaos and destruction, you cannot create stable, loving bonds with others, by definition. It's just not physically, or should we say psychologically, possible. And if you can't act however you want to get whatever you want, then there must be rules to getting what you want, whether you like it or not. So relationships are games because they are goals plus rules. Now, when I talk about the game of relationships or the game of attraction, the most common piece of negative feedback I generally receive is something like, "Oh God, I'm so tired of game playing. I'm just sick of it. It's so immature. It's like, grow up. It's a waste of my time. I don't play games, and I don't spend time with other people who play games. Just be honest and straight up. What's so hard about that? Okay, fair enough. But my point is that relationships are inescapably games. Because they are goals plus rules, they can't not be games. And this approach to relationships of being forthright and sincere and direct and authentic is a strategy in the game of relationships. It's one way that people have developed to get what they want from other people. It's kind of like, certain car dealerships that make a big point of advertising they don't do negotiation. People are nervous about negotiating the price of the car, so we don't do that. We just put our best offer on the sticker, and what you see is what you get. No stress, no pressure, just straight talk and fair dealing. And that is a strategy to attract customers to buy cars. And it must work, at least some of the time.
Oh, did you? Relationships are about games. Huh? You got desires, you have expectations, you have outcomes, then you have rules or plans on how to achieve them. That's the game. Woo, Lord, was Orion, right? What's his last name? Taraban. Orion Taraban. Dr. Orion Taraban. Do you guys believe in that? Because I hear people say that a lot, that they don't play games. But let's keep it a buck now. If you're looking at it from the psychological perspective that Orion Taraban, Dr. Orion Taraban just broke down, then the majority of relationships are games. And you remember what I said a couple of shows back when I said it's rare that you're going to find an actual, genuine, nice person. They're nice because that's just who they are. He said, usually, empathy, consideration, compassion, all of these are tools that most people use, right, in the game of relationship in order to gain the particular outcome that they're looking for. This is one reason why most people can't stand being in a relationship with a complete human being. What do I mean by a complete human being? Listen, there's sides of yourself you don't like. So half of yourself is engaging with half of the person that you like. You like that half of them. You don't like the whole them because the whole them represents all the things you wouldn't want to see in them. This is why you hear it so much in relationships. I can't believe you would say something like that. I can't believe you would act this way. You know why? Because most people are in relationship with half of the person they're with. Why? Because most people are living with half of themselves. So we cultivate games so we can get what we want. Now, these games go down the rabbit hole. We're going to get into it. Tonight's topic: are you game goofy or game literate? Oh, Andy loved these topics. Andy's face. Are you game goofy or game literate? A deeper look at why people play games in relationships. You already know. I've got questions. I want to know what you think. Why do some individuals engage in playing games within a relationship? And what are the potential motivations behind this behavior? Can mind games be considered as a form of gaslighting, where one person manipulates another's perception of reality? Is playing mind games a form of emotional abuse? And what are the potential consequences for the victim? I've played mind games before. Listen, y'all hear me set up the topic, man. Please don't think that, a lot of the problems that I'm outlining that I myself have not engaged in at some point in time in my maturation. How can one effectively navigate and outsmart someone who's constantly playing mind games in a relationship? What psychological principles underline underlie the concept of the prisoner's dilemma? And how does it relate to decision making within relationships? I want to know your thoughts. People say it all the time. Andy, you've heard it. Don't play no games. I don't play no games. Don't play games with me, play with your mama. I done heard that before. That's an old school saying. Don't play with me, play with your mama. And the new saying that's out there is Attila Phillips just pointed out. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Right? However, though, the point that Dr. Orion is making is a very powerful point. Everybody in relationship is playing some type of game because listen, when we come into a relationship, most of us want something, right? From that person. That person is considered a relationship option because we think this is the best chance of getting what I want. So they are part of the plan, part of the schema in order to get what you want. That's why you like them. So this is what I'm going to do. When I come forward, hopefully Andy can set up the video so we can go out to the video of Dr. Orion. If we can't do it, he's gone. Oh, God. Andy done dumped the video because I wanted you to hear his setup one more time. I wanted you to hear how he's basically saying everybody has a strategy, right? Goals plus strategy equals games. And I want to hear from y'all out there. Do you guys play games in relationships? Some people play checkers. Other people play chess. Some people play Chinese checkers. That's a little different. When we come forward, the voice of reason gonna keep this fire lit.
I don't play games, and I don't spend time with other people who play games. Just be honest and straight up. What's so hard about that?
How much you want me to play? Let me know, and then I'll go.
But my point is that relationships are inescapably games. Because they are goals plus rules, they can't not be games. And this approach to relationships of being forthright and sincere and direct and authentic is a strategy in the game of relationships. It's one way that people have developed to get what they want from other people. It's kind of like, certain car dealerships that make a big point of advertising that they don't do negotiation. People are nervous about negotiating the price of the car, so we don't do that. We just put our best offer on the sticker, and what you see is what you get. No stress, no pressure, just straight talk and fair dealing. And that is a strategy to attract customers to buy cars. And it must work, at least some of the time. Otherwise, that strategy wouldn't exist, as those dealerships would quickly go out of business. Now, to say that car dealers are sincere, honest, and authentic would be a little disingenuous.
We can let you play the whole thing. It's only like 2 minutes left on the clip. Yeah? All right.
And we can see that it is a strategy because we can imagine these dealers consciously choosing to do this. The issue is that in the game of relationships, most people don't experience their sincerity, their authenticity, their honesty as a strategy. Because they don't think of these things as something they've consciously chosen to do in order to achieve a goal. But if it's the case that we're playing games, whether we're aware of them or not, then the things we do to obtain our goals don't always have to be conscious strategies. Think about it. Most of the things that we do, we don't really know why we do them. But if we were to examine that behavior objectively, we would generally discover that we do them because they've been reinforced in some way in the past, and we believe they would be effective in the present. But this belief and this reinforcement, more often than not, occurs below the threshold of awareness. Our choices are not always conscious, but they are our choices. So what's the takeaway? My point here is that being honest and direct in relationships doesn't mean you're not playing games. It means that you believe that being honest and direct is your best bet of getting what you want, which means that you're playing games as much as the dishonest and indirect person is. These are just two different ways of going about getting what you want from other people. And
Being honest ain't playing games.
honesty and directness can be very good strategies in the game of human relationship. Though other strategies have their place in the game of please no as well. And if you want to learn more about those strategies, check out my episode on the fundamental game of human relationships. It all comes down to what you want. And I'm not here to judge or moralize and say this is good and people should do this, and this is bad and people shouldn't do that. I'm here to tell you how it is and help you understand why people do the things that they do. And one final word of advice. Be cautious with anyone who insists a little too loudly that they don't play games.
Ooh.
Often doth protest too much.
Ooh.
What do you think? Remember to like, comment.
Let's see. Hey, you gotta put. Come here. You gotta put Ice Cube's "I Ain't the One" on there.
Okay.
Oh, that's NWA. You gotta put Nate Dogg area
You
codes.
have to type it all after me.
No, they in the chat.
chat?
Yeah.
What about that? Quit playing games with my heart. I forgot what group that was.
That's
Quit
Backstreet
playing.
Boys.
That sounds like one of them 90s.
I don't know.
That's
Boy
Backstreet
band.
Boys.
That's Backstreet Boys?
Is that who that is? Cause I don't.
Playing games with my heart. Let me see that.
They in here with their playlist. I'm trying to get y'all put on tonight. This little game we play by who? Who? Subway and 702. Let's get the playlist cracking. My playlist is crazy though, by the way. Anyway,
Is it so?
8 Ball quit playing game. You know 8 Ball. None of these songs got a clean version. Y'all stupid. So you got the two I said though, right? I Ain't the One. That's NWA, the clean version. And somebody said Nate Dogg area codes.
That whole
Huh?
that whole song.
I don't know how area codes count. They said play it though. I'm with it. Put it on there. So you the music guy. I know you know Subway and 702. Yes. Subway, I am aware. I'm about to play records y'all don't even know. Hey, listen, what you don't want to do is question my playlist. But listen, I want men and women to call in tonight and share how people have played games on you or how you've played games on them. Don't wait until an hour. Get on the phone lines now. Y'all know Chucky Booker is there. Why you wanna play games on me? Y'all know that's coming. Lovers and lurkers, what up? Tapped in. Hey, tapped in. I need to hear from you. Get to your call line. Let's go. Coming in live. Here we go. Right after the record. Playlist. to get the things I have. Why you wanna focus on me?
When do the games stop, i.e., multiple partners, disrespect, etc.? Valuable and vulnerable good women or men just want to live a life of peace, laughter, and love.
The games stop when you stop tolerating the games.
Hello, that's what I'm about to say. Come on now.
So let me say it like this too. The games there will always be people playing games. I think one of the mistakes that individuals are making is they're hoping for a life where people will do right by them, where people will hold themselves to higher standards. And I'm like, all that. I know we live in a jacked up world. I know that there's grimy, shady people everywhere. I don't expect anything from anyone. I simply navigate life how God wants me to navigate it, and I deal with things when they show themselves. And if you show me that you're playing games, I will remove your ass from my life. It's a story.
Woo! Stephen Speaks is, brother. Where's his pulpit? The doors of the church are open. Send ushers, bring the plates down here, huh? But everybody's playing games, according to Orion Teraband, Dr. Orion Teraband. The number to dial is 1-800-920-1580. Somebody call me. Woo! Here we go. Is playing mind games emotional abuse? How to outsmart someone who plays games? What is the psychology behind prisoner's dilemma? How do you respond to someone who is playing you? What? And listen, if somebody played you, is that a get out of jail free card to play them in return? Should you do it? 1-800-920-1580. What is the prisoner's dilemma in dating? What is breadcrumbing in relationships? What is love bombing in relationship? What type of person plays mind games? Me? I've done it. Good people play mind games too. I don't listen. Y'all better get away from that judgment. There's no perfect people on planet Earth. There's not one purely good person on planet Earth. Do you understand? Well, that's not true. There are no absolutes. They probably live in the Himalayas. They're probably meditating 36 hours a day. It ain't even 36 hours in a day. They probably busy praying to God around the clock, learning how to levitate. Those people are good people. But the people who live in the city with you, the people who got to get their Starbucks, huh? Listen now. What type of person plays mind games? Everybody you know, including yourself. What are the 5 most common mind games people play on you, or games you've played on others? When you call in here, I want to hear how you played games. One of my games that ruined many of my relationships is simply not telling the truth. Lying is a form of manipulation. It's game playing. And as a man, I had to mature to a particular point. 1-800-920-1580. Somebody get to the phone lines. I want to talk to everybody tonight. In the intricate dance of human relationships, the concept of game goofy versus game literate unfolds as a nuanced exploration into the motives, consequences, and psychological intricacies of playing mind games in relationships. Let's delve into the complexities surrounding these questions, seeking a deeper understanding of why individuals engage in such behavior and the impact it has on relationships. The reason why I lied is because I was scared. That's all. I was scared. I don't mind. Yeah. People think I'm like some type of. I'm not one of the gurus in the cave meditating. I'm a man living in the city with you. Andy got something to say. Here come Andy.
To piggyback off of what you just said, you know, I lied because of a little bit of fear, but I also lied because I wanted to win.
Ooh, Andy done took off from the free throw line with a blindfold on. I guess you could say I lied because I wanted to win too, because I didn't want to lose the woman that came into my life. I call myself protecting what I got. I was like, God gave me this? Oh, Lord, I'm finna lie. Then God said, you finna lie after I gave you a... Boy, I'm gonna take this gift from you. You lied. Y'all know I'm not scared to tell my truth. Are you afraid to tell yours? Let me tell you who's on the line right now. We're not going to get to you right now. We're going to get to you on the other side. We got Oakland. We got Indianapolis. We got Arkansas. The cities across the nation are waking up. Why? Because they want to have this national discussion. When I come forward, the voice of reason going to keep the fire lit. Y'all like that setup? Y'all like tonight's show? This is going to be a while one, I can tell. Come on, man. There we go. Jackie Mack. Jackie Mack said, I don't want to play no games. Oh, I don't want to play no games. No guidance, Chris Brown and Drake. Can you tell him that? I don't want to play no games. And Andy, she gonna come to you. Just Adam. Yes. Hey, and you can move them up. Yeah. Everybody hit the like button. Come on, y'all. It's 30 minutes in. Somebody just hit us. Jackie Mack. Jackie Mack, thank you.
What about Big Sean, Chris Brown?
I got that. That's on the list.
You do have that on.
That's on the list. We can come back to that. Yo, y'all got to hit the super chat. When I get inspiration for super fire topics, man, y'all got to show y'all appreciation. I think y'all feel like this is easy to do. Every day coming up with different angles. Even when I redo shows, they be new shows because I'm coming from different lanes and angles. Y'all got to support, man. Listen, there's 45 of y'all in here. If everybody gave $3, y'all make a hell of an impact on the show tonight, all right? All right?
Did you got that?
Hell yeah. I've been drinking it. I need it. What a Yogi Fish, thank you for that Cash App, brother. Atala, thank you for the Cash App, sister. We appreciate all the support we could get. Listen, what we try to do is get to $100 for every show. That's what we try to do. I think that's the baseline. Hey, man, this was a great show, Zoe. I learned. I was uplifted. I think that's a baseline amount. You understand what I'm saying? So we all do it as a collective, all right? Not one person giving the $100, but everybody chipping in. $3 here, $4, $5, whatever. Support, support, support. Because you know, in a minute, I'm going to be going on, what is this? I'm going to be going on some kind of break in a minute. But Christmas is coming up.
Oh. many days ago?
Shit, I last week I was off for a week, or last year I was off for a week. Chilling, big chilling in the lounge. But let me hit you with this though. So I told you about the TV show.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'll tell you about this other thing that's cracking.
Okay.
We about to do something huge at the Cigar Lounge New Year's Eve.
Oh, okay.
When I tell you,
What are you gonna do?
just know I'm gonna hit you with the little invite. I'm gonna be suited and booted, super fly, groomed. It's gonna be fly. Just know we filming.
Okay.
I can't really say what it is,
Oh Lord.
but when I tell you, that's all.
Can I guess?
Guess away.
You gonna have an event there for this? Never mind. I'm not guess. Is it gonna be like a speed dating or something?
Nope.
You get dressed.
I'm telling you, it's gonna be fly as hell. Ah, I'm telling you. I want to say it out loud. Put it this way. I can say this without saying their name.
Mm-hmm.
One of the premier cigar manufacturers in the world will be sponsoring it. Oh, and by the way, I don't want to. They're making me my own special line.
Really? Okay, I see where this is going.
This and I ain't even listen. I ain't even told you. Watch, 2024, a nigga about to be different. Y'all heard it here first. Hey, bro, Neves, thank you. Hey, if my guy, what's my guy? Wyland. If Wyland comes in here, y'all know Wyland Kirkland? If Wyland comes in here, y'all tell Wyland that the address he gave me for his book was bad and it came back. I got it. If he jumps in here, y'all tell him. I'm gonna tell you about this. When I tell you this shit is so big,
Okay.
no.
Next clip is a short.
Over something trivial toy. We barely had confrontation. Everything I said really was wrong. So I think she get it from my mom. Her bitterness passed down the bone. Attack when I'm calling out a trauma. She too offensive to listen my pulse. So again, I got problems. You got the type device that I need. I couldn't get to one emergency. They was hanging at the time that I need. Between working or being so crazy. What's the time for a different story? So I figured I'd call it early. Turn it right down, mercy. I got praying to me. So just lay back, you might have everybody telling me it's
You noticed a change in her personality. This is very common, that if a girl gets irritated by her boyfriend, she shuts down and she doesn't want to communicate with him. But when they go out in public, she's gone from being very cold to being very warm. So she's keeping up appearances around people so that everyone else feels that she is in a good relationship with you. She's putting up this false bravado of being a loving, committed girlfriend, which probably leaves you feeling WTF. Now this is a textbook game of playing. She doesn't have the stereotypical balls to end things with you. However, she's very bothered about how people see her in the relationship. Therefore, she would do whatever she feels is necessary to make people feel that you guys have a good relationship. But it's a bad game. Get rid of her.
Woo! Tonight's topic. I don't know if y'all ready. Game goofy versus game literate. I would say 99%, 99.9999999% of people you meet are inauthentic. The mask is a game. The persona is a game. The shadow is the truth. The wounds they carry is their truth. But I'm unbothered. I'm unaffected. I'm on to the next one. That's a game. I need y'all to understand. Most people are inauthentic. Why? Because most people only like half of themselves. This is why games are necessary. Most people are faking it until they accomplish what they want, until they get what they want. I know a lot of people don't understand it. I know a lot of people don't like to hear it that way, right? And when I say game goofy, what is game goofy? You don't understand when somebody is running a game of authenticity on you. Ooh, fake love. They're running a game of run the inauthentic, authentic play. And underneath that play, which is the umbrella for inauthentic love, conditional love, fake compassion, fake. How many times have you seen somebody ride with you when you had everything, right? And you say you got sick, fake approval, fake acknowledgement, fake everything, right? But say you got sick. Oh, I'm not feeling good. They come and they rock with you because they know this ain't no real sickness. This is something I can help them through, and they still can provide what it is that I want. But what happens if you hit rock bottom? You're not sick. You're just financially sick. I've seen people flip inside out and act like an entirely different person. They act like they didn't even... I don't want to put the name out, but I'll say this. A celebrity's ex-wife was with somebody. I ain't going to say who the somebody was. She was with him through thick and thin, rolling with him. He was a cool brother. Brother got sick with something serious. She bounced. Brother later died. Didn't ride with him. Just, you got something that you ain't gonna shake? Oh, okay. I'm out then. And the way she dropped him, everybody in the circle was like, yo, she did that to you? Brother later died. Why would somebody play games in a relationship? Here are the pros. Some argue that playing games can be a subconscious coping mechanism. Individuals might resort to mind games due to fear of vulnerability or past emotional wounds, using them as a shield to protect themselves from potential harm or rejection. Here's the con to that. On the contrary, critics posit that those playing games may be driven by a desire for control and power. It becomes a strategy to manipulate the dynamics of the relationship, gaining an upper hand or maintaining a sense of dominance. What? Are mind games gaslighting? Here are the pros. Supporters of the idea that mind games equate to gaslighting argue that both involve manipulating perceptions. Playing mind games can create doubt and confusion, making the victim question their reality, aligning with the characteristics of gaslighting. Here's the con, if you want it. However, opponents suggest that while mind games may share some elements with gaslighting, they differ in intent. Gaslighters typically involve a more systematic attempt to undermine someone's sense of reality, while mind games may be more sporadic and less calculated. Y'all want a piece of this? When I come forward, I'm going to the phone lines. Whoever dropped, get back in here. The number to dial is 1-800-920-1580. We about to talk. Good show, right? Are we good? Look, y'all, we at $34.99, 45 minutes in. Hey, Rod, you got to call in, bro. What happened? Oh, and Arabia, you can't be in here sneezing.
Oh my goodness. I'm not.
Even Andy heard the sneeze. Andy looked up like, what? Has the topic been thoroughly vetted? Do you guys understand what we're talking about tonight? Hey, listen, I cannot wait to tell y'all about this huge situation I got cracking. Arabia is trying to be patient zero. Hey, Eddie, hey, you gonna find out about it. The New Year's Eve thing, you gonna find out. Just know we not gonna super promote it like hella crazy. We gonna pick the audience because you know if we put it out there, and on top of that, if we put the sponsor who's doing it out there, we're gonna have 4,000 motherfuckers at droves trying to get in. But when I tell you, it's about to be cold-blooded. We about to start 2024 off right. I'm telling you, it's gonna be different. I know we gonna talk, Eddie. Here we go. It's gonna be lit.
Quincy. I'm your dating, relationship, and attraction coach for you men to understand women and really get good with women. And I'm going to give you the honest truth on how to get a woman to stop playing games. Now, number one, do not let them talk about their past relationships in a negative way or really other men. A lot of times, this is really a red flag if you're on a date with a woman and she's complaining about other men or talking about past relationships. What I would do if you found yourself in this predicament, stop her right there and say, excuse me, I am not interested in knowing about your past relationship or other men, but I ask you, why do you think it's important to talk about? Now you have set yourself away from other men that she's dated, and you've put in yourself on a pedestal subconsciously in her mind and in your mind as well, and you're showing standard, you're showing class at the end of the day. This is not a disrespectful thing to do. Number two is challenge her with unpredictability by breaking the normal habits. So when you start dating the woman or when you're in a relationship with a woman, now, challenge her doesn't mean play hard to get, don't call her back, wait 3 days, do all these games, blah, 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 blah. No, it's about understanding human behaviors, to be honest. I'm sick and tired of people saying, oh, these are games. No, they're not. It's just about human behavior. And if you continue to think that they're games, you're going to find yourself continuing to not know the same patterns over and over and continue to not.
See, when you start stuttering, I don't know if I could take the advice. She started stuttering. She was rolling, and then she started stuttering. It sounded like you was teaching us how to play games. Oh, here we go. Callers, it's time. It is time. It is time. Are y'all ready to talk about this topic? Who's been on the longest? Sean, Oakland, California. Get in here.
Brother, so, a couple of things. Number one, I mean, the last, clip you played. There is something to be said about guys, and I'm gonna speak to it from guys and girls, but there's every other option available, okay? So people can do this. Is that, when you're out there as a guy, you can be the bad boy and be kind of rude and kind of dismissive and all that. It works. It works, okay?
He's telling us the game right now. He's giving us game.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm giving you the game. I'm spitting the pea. This is the game. And it works. But the problem is, it's not going to work for the long term. But if you want to tap that or do whatever, probably will work. Because a lot of women love the bad boy. And they'll love him for a certain amount of time. But then they're like, okay, now I got to know you. So my point is, when you get to know someone, don't lie. Mm-hmm. Don't lie.
Right.
Because, or if you did lie, because we all have done it, brother. We have all said something that wasn't true. Right. Come clean. Come clean.
Right.
Before they say you're full of it. Come clean and say, look, I was saying this because I thought maybe, I'm not going to give you the examples to make excuses, but say, I messed up and I didn't say something that was true, but I really like you. I really want to spend more time with you. And I hope you forgive me. Because if you don't repair that kind of relationship, just forget about it. Because girls, they are super smart. They're just going to tell you bye-bye.
Right.
And so that's my 2 cents on that. But, look, we all have done that. And I'm not just saying men. Women, too.
Exactly.
Women will lie to you. They'll lie to you like you couldn't believe. So, I mean, I'm not going to talk for women, but I'll tell you what, it's the same thing. It's really the same dynamic.
I got you. I got you.
If you really want to be with someone, come clean and say, look, these things I wasn't really honest with you about because I just didn't know what to do. I was trying to keep it together. And, but the other thing, like we talked about earlier, if you just want to be the bad boy and get a booty call, I mean, you can go ahead and lie and be the bad boy.
But it ain't going to last forever. Right?
That's right.
Hey, Sean, guess what, though? Guess what you just did?
Brother Oaktown, Oakland is in the house.
Town business. We appreciate the call. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. I want to talk to y'all. Who's next? Ronan, Indianapolis. Get in here. Oh, Lord. Here we go.
What's going on, brother?
Whoa, I already know you ready to cook tonight. You are ready to cook. Talk to me.
Okay, in my younger days, I used to use psychological warfare and torture to try to get my way. I would do some backhand compliments. I would mess around with her ego. Even in the intimate sessions, I would I would fake certain things in order to believe that she was something that she wasn't, and throw it, hang it over her head, or I get her unbothered, then I'd stop dead in the middle of it. So I would do something like that back then.
That sounds like that sounds like the plan for losing her. Like you get her hot and bothered and then stop. Wait, hold on.
But in doing all that stuff, most of the times it was definitely covered by fear. But most times it was like I didn't take slights too well, so that was just being petty at the time. But most times I would take the major L's in the end.
Right.
So over time, I learned how to be my authentic self. If I messed up, I would tell them the truth. I'd own up to it, and many of them would not know how to adjust to that kind of authenticity because it's brand new. And I would sit there if I'm being honest with you, it's because I care about you. And even if we're not in an intimate relationship, I'm being honest with myself. So that's what helped me to become game literate. Instead of playing myself, I learned how to play the hand I'm dealt. Because I give people enough room. I always say I give people enough rope to redeem or hang themselves.
Ooh, I like that. Rope for redemption or rope for hanging. Hey, brother, guess what you just did, man? Naptown back in the building. Listen, y'all know the protocol. Y'all know how to get at me. All you got to do is get on the phone and call me at 1-800-920-1580. We have a very good topic going. And one of my favorite callers is on the line. Always. I mean, all of y'all are my favorite. Sean, of course, my brother Ronan, and now Reggie from Austin, Texas. Here we go.
So, what's up, man?
What's up, brother?
Yo, it's layers to this whole thing.
Yes,
and,
sir.
I wonder if we call it a game, or I wonder if we call it roles. Like, do we play a role or do we play a game? And I think we play a role. It's like we are blank canvas, and every word that's spoken to us helps create the role that we play.
Mm-hmm.
The words we speak to ourselves help us create the role that we play.
Semantic.
And we of course we make decisions on what we say and on the things that we do. I'm not trying to absolve us of that, but I understand that the words that have been spoken to us and the situations we've been in kind of force your hand. And I don't want to cop out.
Wait, are you saying it forces your hand to play games?
No, I'm saying it forces your hand to play a role. That, okay, this is how life is. So if this is how life is, then this is how I have to be. And that's one of the mistakes that I made as a young man. All right, this is the role that I have to play because this is how life is. Okay, I can't share my true feelings because I'll be taken advantage of. So I go in this role, and I'm not trying to deceive anybody. It was to the point where I had to have some kind of courage to be myself. And when I found the courage to be myself, things kind of changed for me. Didn't get perfect, but it changed. And I began to see different things because I wasn't trying to be a certain person.
So
it didn't matter what type of money I made. It didn't matter, where I lived, what I drove, whatever. None of that mattered. Bro, the only thing that mattered is me. And the clip that you played, it was like, tell her not to talk about people from her past. And that puts you on a pedestal. Bro, I'm not going to tell you what to talk about.
How about
I'm going to give us something to talk about. So that, and there's so much in this world that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Man, there's so much that's going on. We don't need to talk about our past because there's so much going on right now in the present.
Mm-hmm.
And if you just ever got to your present and ever just live right in your moment, you find there's a bunch to talk about. You talk about something every day. And you don't talk about our past. You don't talk about our past a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
But you talk about the things that are going on in our minds right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, on the time that I've been on this call, you may have had 13 or 14 different thoughts. You see what I'm saying?
I have.
And it's like, and you thinking about all this different stuff, bro. Those are topics for your shows. I'm not going to tell you what to talk about. I'm going to give us something to discuss that thinks about that sees something that we've seen 100,000 times differently this time. Because we're talking about something of substance this time.
Wait, hold on, Reggie. Hold on. Listen, man, you are a high-level master chef. I want you guys to recognize that this is an iron chef on the phone with me right now. I'm going to hold him over. When we come forward, more from Austin, Texas. I want to know what y'all think. Get to your phone lines, 1-800-920-1580. Tell Andy the next record, I'm going to text it to you. Yo, this shit popping tonight. Zoe missing all of the playlist suggestions. No, I put a lot of y'all playlist suggestions on there. Listen, I need callers. We only got Reggie on the line. Attila, I need that Mississippi wisdom. Nikki from the SIP. I'm staying on point. Bro Neves. True Monger. I need y'all. Yogi Fish. I need y'all to get in here. Look, hey, get in here. Latoya, you can call in, tapped in. All of y'all, baby Zeus. Y'all got to get these phones lit up, man. Get these phones lit up for your brother Zoe Williams. I know Third Eye ain't gonna call in. But yo, call in. The Book of Ronan called in. Get these phones lit. Ronald Tony, call me. Rob McDaniel, the phone lines are open, bro. You came in and dropped. Get back in here. Is that Layla? Lila Morris? Man, call in. Y'all can't be scared to call in, man. Here we go.
I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs, fantasies, and fetishes?
Financial infidelity.
I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this is gonna be crazy. I love the heavy stuff. The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support. It's a very heated topic. Oh, is that right? Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I was like the kiss. Is this something way up there?
Damn. I'm pregnant. Betrayal has been committed. Hit you with the bad touch routine. How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man moves on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses. Yeah.
How do you make women so well?
Soul Williams. Reason and accountability. The voice of reason.
Well, let's talk about this. So why do people play games in the dating phase of a relationship? Like, what is this all about? Well, people play games when they feel out of control. Okay, so people play games because they don't feel a lot of the time that they have the appropriate way of going about the dating phase of a relationship. And so, think of playing games as being a form of manipulation. I know we don't want to hear that, but like it or not, that's what it is. And sometimes not like problem, because sometimes, I think there's different things we can learn, and there can be some beneficial stuff too, but sometimes I see like dating advice on the internet, and they're forms of manipulation. And the tough part about that, when we're teaching how to manipulate somebody into liking you or wanting you, all these different things, the consequences of that later, that if that gets us in a relationship with somebody, then we go into the honeymoon phase, everything's great, we still have that like version of ourselves that we have to present because we have to try to remain congruent. And then naturally, human beings adapt to one another, and we get into the power struggle phase. It is an absolute part of the life cycle of relationships. And if we didn't build a strong foundation in the dating phase upon authenticity, upon being ourselves, upon like showing up in a healthy manner, and it's real for us, it's true, where we talk about our needs, we talk about our boundaries, like this stuff comes up, then we make the power struggle phase so much more difficult. And the power struggle phase is when most people break up. And so, if we go into that unprepared and with a lot of stuff that we're going to have to work through because we didn't set ourselves up in a healthy manner to begin with, we can end up just going through these cycles of relationships where we invest, we play games, we do all that stuff, we do all the advice stuff that we hear on the internet, and then we proceed to get into the power struggle phase and feel so bad, like so defenseless, so unheard, so misunderstood, so afraid. All our wounds come up, all the other person.
Did you hear what she just explained? I just told you 99% of people are playing games. She said, if you don't establish it right in the beginning, a foundation based on authenticity. Do you understand? Truth, right? Openness, non-judgmental truth and openness and honesty. And if you don't set the tone there, 99.9% of people are absolutely going to be playing games. Why? Because most people only like half of themselves. This is why they have to play games. Just understand that. This is very interesting. We got a lot of callers from all over the country. I want to get everybody in. Who's been on the longest? Reggie from Austin, Texas. I want you to finish your final thought. Get in here.
We have to reject the games, reject the roles, and learn more about ourselves to have something to discuss, have something to appreciate, and have something to share. And if you do that, then you're ahead of the game.
Hey, thank you, Reggie. You know what you just did, though, right?
Brought Austin in the building.
Austin, Texas is in the building. Who I'm looking for is Los Angeles, LA. Show up big time. Pasadena. Where are you? Culver City, Inglewood, Watts. I need to hear from y'all. The number to dial is 1-800-920-1580. Reggie said something about roles. We call them gender roles, right? But if you talk to a sociologist, someone who studies society and human behavior within the construct of society, they will say social game rules. That's what they call them, social game rules. The societal game we have to play. There was a time when black people, do you understand, had to play a particular type of game for employment. You go into a job, and I had an old brother. Y'all know him, Bobby Glanton Smith. Bobby Glanton Smith said, man, back in my day when I went to go ask for a job or go apply for a job, he said part of the interview process was casting my eyes to the ground. That was part of the social game rules. Do you understand? So y'all acting like there are no social game rules attached to relationships? And ask yourself this question: how much does your attachment style contribute to your relationship game rules? How much do unhealed wounds contribute to your relationship game rules and how you use them to use others? People act like nobody play. I don't like games. I don't be playing no game. Okay, the person who's yelling it the loudest is usually the one who is the master manipulator and knows. I don't like it when people say they don't do something but they know how to do it. Now, how do you know how to do something? You know, when they say, I don't know how to do this. And then you ask, and they got all the explanation on how to do it. Well, I don't typically do this. And then you say, well, I need this done. Okay, well, first off, this is what you do. You just say, wait a minute. If you're not using this, if you're not doing this, how do you know how to do it? I don't like that. You know how to do it. Is playing mind games a form of emotional abuse? Well, the pro to that is advocates for considering mind games as emotional abuse emphasize the toll it takes on the victim's mental and emotional well-being. The constant uncertainty and manipulation can lead to anxiety, depression, and a diminished sense of self-worth. This is real stuff. The con on that is, yet skeptics argue that labeling all mind games as emotional abuse oversimplifies complex relationship dynamics. While some mind games may be harmful, others might be unintentional or stem from a lack of communication rather than malicious intent. Very interesting stuff here. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Who's been on the longest? Truemonger, Dallas, Texas. Get in here. Truemonger, you ready for me, brother? What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
No. This topic here is going to expose a lot for people in relationships. They're going to be thinking differently. They're going to be wondering if their partner has been genuine with them or if they've been playing with them. Really at the end of the day, people really are not to be played with. And those who think it's cool haven't suffered no consequences. If you're not playing games for fun within a relationship, and you playing games and try to maintain it, something's wrong. But a lot of people will talk to do that. They traditionally do that because they think that's what they're supposed to do. And it's more difficult for them to be genuine from the jump. Try to play a role, or try to put on a performance, try to keep the person interested. Then once y'all in a relationship, then you start to reveal who you really are. You do that from the jump. Give the person a choice, whether they want to rock with you or not.
No, I agree with you. Yeah, I agree. I've been guilty of it too, brother. I agree. Talk to me, man.
Because some people, we play that role. Like Richard was talking about earlier, people play that role on, like, roles come to an end. If you just being genuine and your authentic self from the jump.
But let me say this, though, True. We done took this role stuff too far. I don't want my woman to play a role. I want her to be herself. Right? And here's the thing. Do you know how difficult it is to cultivate a safe environment for your significant other to be herself, and she helps to create that same environment for you? To me, it's all a game, because most people still don't feel safe with their significant others. Do you understand what I'm saying? Most people are not safe because, again, they might act like they're safe, right? How many people you know in relationship that will be like, man, I can't bring that to my wife, or I can't bring this, how I really feel, to my husband. How many people you know in relationships say their response to not bringing something to the table is, I don't know how he gonna act. Or
I've been through that.
yeah,
I've been a lot too.
yeah. I had a girl tell me once, after she revealed something very heavy to me. This was one of the most purest moments ever, because I couldn't believe she was asked. She revealed something really heavy about her experience. And then she said, now what is your summation of me? That punched me in the stomach. I said, whoa, my summation of you? Damn, I got more respect for you now because you revealed this heavy truth than any time before. That was the realest she was in that moment. Like, and she flipped it and said, now what is your summation of me? Like, whoa, my summation don't even mean nothing. What is your summation of you?
Right.
Do you understand what I'm saying, brother?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, True, guess what you did? Go ahead, finish. You got something else?
I was gonna say, I think people just got too used to these games and thinking it's normalized at this point. And like with a lot of other things, we normalize things that we shouldn't. And people just going through the motion. I'm like, man, you're never really gonna find somebody genuine as long as you participating in that. It's a choice at the end of the day. Nobody's forcing you to play these games. I don't care what society tells you, because society is full of crap.
But society, that's our aquarium. That's where we live. And we can't act as if we're standalone entities within this thing.
I can feel it outside of it.
We have to. I'm with you. I aspire to. I'm with you. I'm like Finding Nemo. I want to get out of the aquarium and back into the ocean.
It starts in people's minds first. And then it goes from there.
Man.
They can either break away from it or they continue to participate in it. It's up to them at the end of the day.
Hey, brother, you know what you did, right?
Yes, sir. Dallas in the building.
Dallas, Texas is in the building. Where's Los Angeles? We looking for Los Angeles right now. LA, show up and show out. And of course, one of our greatest callers. And all of you guys are great. All of you guys have a seat at the table. But this sister here comes in cooking one of my favorite breakfast treats, cream of wheat. She cooks cream of wheat without lumps, with nutmeg, with cinnamon, with that pet milk. Remember pet milk, that white can of pet milk, that butter? Listen, man, she comes in here cooking every single time. When we come forward, more from the callers. Hey, yo, Ronald, Tony, understand this is the behind the scenes. You want to hear better audio? You can go over to the KBLA YouTube channel. Perfect audio. You hear the music, you hear the callers, you hear everything. But what you're not going to do is come in here and complain about a free show. You understand? I fucks with you. I love you. But you got to keep your complaints, man, in your pocket. Now, if you want to hear a better experience, this is coming off my cell phone. You want to hear a better experience? You can go over to the KBLA YouTube page. That experience is perfect. Y'all been over there before. Y'all tell him how it is over there. That experience, in terms of hearing everything, is perfect. It's perfect. It's perfect for you, Rodney. I'm giving Rodney game. I'm putting Rodney on. Latanya said it's very nice. It is. Ain't nothing but love. Would be over here so louder than everybody. I can't hear, and it's a workout to listen. Don't work out if you don't need to. Shit, Kobe worked out 3-4 times a day, but if you don't need to work out, then you know what I mean? Peep out the KBLA YouTube. It's right over there. Don't do me a favor, Rodney. Go over there right now and just listen. And I guarantee you be like, yo, this shit.
That's a quiet.
This shit nice.
It's very nice.
She said it's very nice. It's nice over there. I can't even front.
You are silly.
This is the behind the scenes. People like, it is some static, Joe. It fixed the static. I can't fix no static. Shit.
So talk loud and everybody.
Right. Best I can do is stop this motherfucker and start it over. That's the best I can do. Live in 30. Here we go. Oh, yo, I meant to tell him. Play the, you didn't go tell him to play the record.
Play the record.
Did I text you the record?
The record, yes.
Yeah. Tell him to play that record. You got? I'm not gaming.
When they come in their office and they're talking, and then I see them individually, it's very clear that one of the partners is manipulating the other. And when I see them, I will usually bring it up in the session as a question. And then many times what I'll hear from one spouse is, oh yeah, I talk about that all the time with him or her, and nothing's changed. If nothing's changed and you continue to put up with it, then that's a decision you make. If you are with a mind game player and you want action, I'm going to go through 5 things that I think are very important. The end being that you actually make a point to leave this relationship. So the first thing is, I think it's very important that you say what the mind game is up front. So you express it, communicate it verbally, and then you tell them how it makes you feel. Makes me feel hurt, makes me feel used, makes me feel humiliated. These are the words they need to hear that you're saying, and that they need to see your emotion that's aligned with the word. So you can't say I feel humiliated and smile and then say something like, okay, but I get it. Because that negates exactly what you just expressed. Number 2, they should apologize. They should apologize no matter what. There should not be defensiveness. They shouldn't make excuses. They should say, I am so sorry I hurt you. Within that apology, there must be an effort for them to then claim what they're going to change. I'm so sorry. I would never mean to hurt you. I am going to focus on change. And then they come back and they tell you what they're going to change about their behavior so that they won't do this in the future. If they just say, I'm sorry to get you off their back, that is not an apology. Thirdly, if they don't accept responsibility or if they get defensive about it, I think it's very important that you note it, because basically what they're saying is, I am okay with hurting you. I am not willing to change or make changes in my behavior to prevent this. And the reason
But listen, we live in a society where the apology is meaningless. Let's just keep it a buck. Once you do something that is manipulative or hurtful or disrespectful or whatever, right? I know we're talking about gaming people, right? And manipulating people. But once you do anything that is considered a relationship infraction, you could apologize until the cows come home. Your apology will be or could be accepted, but that doesn't mean they trust you anymore. And for a lot of people, once the trust is gone, the trust is gone. It's for a lot of people, trust can only be burnt. It can't be earned. Somebody meme that. I need to see that on Instagram. Right? Somebody meme me and tag me, right? Once the trust is burnt, it can't be earned. That's it. And spell it earned. Put a T on it. It can't be earned. Oh man, it's heavy stuff, man. See, healthy people can accept your humanity. They can accept your flaws. They can accept your missteps. Healthy people who still have to struggle and mature to certain levels, it's game over for many people. 1-800-920-1580. We got a great topic going on right now. Game goofy versus game literate. A deeper look at why many people play games in intimate relationships. We got callers on the line. One of my favorites is in the building right now. Nikki from the SIP. Talk to us, Nikki from the SIP. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Shalom, fam.
Shalom.
So, I have a theory.
Uh-oh. Here we go. I'm going to sit back and let you roll.
I think it's possible in our intimate relationships that people vacillate back and forth. Depending on the depth of the relationship, what stage of it they're in, how long they've been in it, where it has evolved to. And sometimes what their objective is at that particular point. There is and can be a game being played in the intimate relationship depending upon what the individual's desires may be at the time. Where I may be in need of something from you and I'm not getting it, and I may move out of the space of being my real self into the manipulate you space to get what I want. I think that, yes, your attachment style plays a part. I think you mentioned something earlier about chess versus checkers.
Yeah.
I'm more of a stratego kind of lady.
Right.
But I grew up in a household with 8 brothers. So when you're talking about game, I think I've seen a variety of manifestations of that in my household. And one of the things I learned where intimate relationships are concerned, which is why I think I'm a stratego kind of lady, is to have the strategy for going in. And you just have to adapt that strategy throughout the game of the relationship. So why am I saying that? Well, I think when you are in a place where the game is being played, I think sometimes people are showing you their real self when they playing the game. You think it's the game, but it's the real them.
Ooh, they are the game. Ooh,
right.
Wee.
And I think we're missing that when you're talking about accepting a whole person. I think sometimes people are showing you their real selves all the time.
No. What you're not gonna do is run past that. We hold tight. Just stay with me, Nick. Did you hear what Nikki said? Some people are the game. It's easier to be the game than it is to be yourself. Oh, when we come forward, we going back to Mississippi with Nikki. Lord have mercy, she's on fire. They got you believing, babe. Woo! So that record that you guys heard is called I'm Not Gaming. It's from 1992, Troop's third album. And again, this was during the time Remember the Time came out. So you can hear the influences of Michael Jackson and Remember the Time. A lot of people don't know the lead singer from Troop, a brother of mine by the name of Steve Russell. He did all of the demo work for Babyface when Babyface and Mike were making records together. So they would have Steve come in and sing the records like Mike. And then they would give those records to Mike and go, how do you feel about these records? And Mike was very intrigued, like, who is the motherfucker singing? And then one day, this is what Steve told me, one day he actually met Michael Jackson. Michael was in the building and he said Mike had on some shades and introduced himself, shook his hand, and everything was cool. And he said Mike took his shades off and leaned in and looked into his eyes like what's in your soul that causes you to sing like that? Like Mike leaned in on him like and was just looking into his eye. Crazy business, man. Crazy stuff. But yes, when you hear that record, to me, and they got another one that sounds something like that, you know, Remember the Time vibe. That's why I played it, you know. You never heard that record, have you? I'm Not Gaming. But I don't think it hit because it was a little too spot on. Like, nigga, that's Remember the Time. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's 92? No, he said Mike took the glasses off and leaned like. Nah, Steve is dope as hell, man. He done produced B2K, Amarion, all types of motherfuckers he done produced, you know. Steve is cold-blooded. Y'all know I always got like a story behind something. The music industry, that's, you know, that's my shit. She said I would have melted. No, they say Mike was different. Mike was a different situation altogether. Do y'all see how fast this show is moving? I'm putting that on the shirt. Once the trust been burnt, it can't be earned. There, that's what If I don't see that shit memed up on Instagram, follow me on Instagram at HRH Mr. Zowat. HRH Mr. Zowat. HRH His Royal Highness.
I always wanted to know what that meant.
At HRH
You
Mr.
are
Zowat.
crazy. Is that really what that
That's what it stands for. That's, hey man, sometimes I get away from remembering, like, nigga, that's who you are. His Royal Motherfucking Highness. Like, sometimes, you know, I'll be like wanting to help people and pour in and, you know, let's reciprocate. I'll be on some, like, you know, but I have to remember, nigga, HRH. His Royal fucking Highness.
I had no idea. That's freaking crazy.
At HRH Mr. Zowat. I gotta remember that shit. Like, like.
Not HR. I always been meaning to ask you that.
Yeah, these white people stole it. So when you see like Prince Harry, you'll see in front of his name HRH, His Royal Highness.
I've never noticed that.
Right. Yeah. Or you see the King, HRH, His Royal Highness King Charles.
That's so funny. Let me look at that. Let me look at your Instagram.
Sometimes I shit. Sometimes I forget.
So funny.
I gotta remember, nigga. Like, wait a minute. Sometimes I gotta slap myself. And I'm saying that's for most people. That I'm Not Gaming was banging though.
Yes.
It was actually kind of slapping. Yo, we almost back.
When you eat your steak, how you eat it?
That shit can't have no blood in it.
So I went to Ruth Chris not too long ago.
I saw your little post. I said, okay. You think I don't be paying attention? Hey, look, we're at $39.99. I ain't gonna say nothing else about it. Hit that damn super chat. That's the last time I'm gonna mention it for the show. We are at $39.99. Listen, I understand the juiciness and must remain tender. And listen.
No, in medium well, thank you very
I
much.
see a lot of motherfuckers eating blood.
Oh, it's so good. Oh, that it was so good.
It was
medium
bloody?
well. Yes, the middle one though, not medium rare, medium well.
No, I'm cool.
It was like,
that's why I ain't never been a steak person. Like,
you're not a steak person, you're not a lobster person. That's my love, like steak, lobster, and
food?
Potatoes.
Yeah, okay, cool. Look at me, right here. The fuck?
So I got this two-time chick who got her revenge from when I was on my two-time tip. And even when I tried to correct it, she couldn't get past how she was disrespected. Neglected my effort, affected no trust. 30 games and affairs that be tearing us up. And picture perfect is a good word. I have an idea, but I need to be perfect.
Going to the shower? No guidance?
Ladies and gentlemen, the VOR back in the building. Radio in Los Angeles has never been quite like this, man. Talk radio is on fire. You're listening to KBLA Talk 1580. I'm the voice of reason, aka the VOR. Every night we hit you upside your dome piece on your way home from Jones Beach with heated topics about relationships that most people don't want to have. And we're having a great one tonight. I posit that everybody is playing games, even those who are yelling from the top of their lungs that they never play games. According to Dr. Orion, what's his last name? Taraban. Dr. Orion Taraban. He said, where there are goals and a plan to get those goals. Relationship goals. The Beyonce and Jay-Z, they relationship goals. Where there are goals, expectations and goals, and a plan to achieve those goals, i.e. outcome, we got a strategy in place. We playing games. We playing a game to get to the end zone, to get what we want, to get what we signed up for. Heavy stuff. I believe that relationships are inherently spiritual and can provide exceedingly more than what we think we want in the moment. Sometimes when you grow up a little bit spiritually, you start to recognize many of the things you claimed you wanted. Once you attain them or achieve them, you find out that they're not all that they were cracked up to be in the first place. Let's get Nikki from the SIP back in here to continue her beautiful sermon and ministry on the topic. Talk to us, sis.
Well, I just think we don't consider that even sometimes in our maturity and growth, that what you're looking at in another person, what is they are representing to you or have been, is really the whole person. The discernment part is what we're missing.
Go ahead. You're saying we can't perceive the broken part, the wounded part, and all of that, because we're looking past that in order to get what we want. Go ahead. I'm with you. Yes.
Exactly. But if you're in a space place where you are operating in playing the game from a manipulative perspective, I'm just saying that person is showing you who they are. They are showing up as the game. So my question is, have we considered playing the game out?
And what does that entail, to play the game out? Does that mean to play it until its conclusion? What does that mean?
It depends on the person. I will ask you, where are we going with it?
What's your end game? Right.
Exactly. Are we getting laid? Are we going to dinner? Do we need a movie? Or are we trying to stay together for a lengthy period of time? What is the objective here?
What if the answer is I don't know? And what if the answer is always I don't know?
It should not be always. That's an absolute. So if we're talking about an absolute and you don't know, that's an indicator to the person hearing that the person saying it has much more work to do. Because your tolerance for I don't know always is going to get to be zero.
I don't know got limited bandwidth. Like that can't fly for go ahead, I'm with you.
No man and no woman is really going to accept that always. No. Because somewhere you have stopped and I kept going. No, so that's not going to work. Now, if initially it is I don't know, okay, then we can have some more game or thought-provoking conversation about what it could possibly look like, and you may be able to derive an answer.
So wait, Nikki, are you saying I don't know is really an opportunity for more conversational exploration?
Correct.
But what if I don't know is just the answer that I'm trying to give you to get you off this conversation.
But you'll be able to, back to my original, that's a discernment.
Talk to me. Talk to me.
Because how that response comes out, tone, loud, soft, gentle, or usually there's a
Annoyed.
body inflection.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. There's a body inflection.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All of that is an indicator. And if you are talking about an intimate relationship that is existing for some period of time, you then can discern, okay, I arrived at the guy on their nerves point.
Mm-hmm.
Now, why is it on their nerve? Is it because I'm touching the nerve, or because they really don't know?
So, getting on their nerves, is that equivalent to hit dogs holler? Like maybe you have revealed something that I have been trying to conceal, or I'm not comfortable in this moment to actually say it out my mouth directly?
It can be, or it can be that you are playing the game with a person who is an expert.
Ooh.
Who can be exhibiting that response to drive you in a direction.
Keep going, Nikki. Lord have mercy.
I mean, if we don't play the game, right? Then if it's a game, then like you say, it's an objective.
Mm-hmm.
There's a goal. The games involve winning. Okay, so are we gonna get it all? We gonna win it all if we're gonna play the game. We're not gonna half step it.
Do you think some people play a game for the end game, end goal objective of really destroying the person they're with? Maybe because of... Talk to me about that mentality.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because when you are a person who... Back to the wounds, because we can't ever leave there.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's say you were a person who tried to show up as your real self.
Mm-hmm.
In several facets of different people in relationships, and you were rebuffed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, not accepted as your real self.
Mm-hmm.
Then you put that mask on, and over time, then now it is a wound. It's abscessing, and because it's abscessing, you have this putrid thing growing on the inside of you.
Spiritually.
That's correct.
Yes.
It's trying to get out, and it manifests. I said before in a call, if we cannot stay together for whatever the it is, I cannot, as a human being that is a whip and evolving, live to destroy you down to dust because we can't stay together. If you're that person who is in that putrid place, then in playing the game, that becomes a release for you.
The game is the release. It's no different than playing Candy Crush on your phone. You playing with another person's soul. Keep going.
Correct. And because you haven't been able to find a mechanism or a means to heal that putrid thing on the inside of you, you start to get sort of a fixation on seeing the destruction of the other. Because it's a release for you. That's a psychological mind word that starts with an F.
I understand. I understand. But fornication under the consent of the king. There's your acronym. Go ahead.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have no other means of venting that thing because you won't heal the wound yourself. And so you got to find a vehicle to get that out. And so that's why I said, well, see, now you have become the game.
They are the living personification of the game.
It.
Wow.
And we are missing it. We're doing the same thing now that I'm often concerned from a spiritual perspective. When your Savior returns, will you recognize him? Because you're looking for it to look a different way than it's showing up.
Well, and even bigger than that, will he recognize you?
No. Like, what you doing here?
Listen, Nikki, Nikki, listen here now. This is what I need you to do for me. I'm gonna ask you this on the air. I'm gonna need you to call in every day. This is turning into a job now. Call in every day, and I need you to pray for me every day. Nikki, do you know what you have done?
I brought the sick in the building.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mississippi is in the building because of Nikki. If she has edified your soul as she has done to mine, please give me a call and join this conversation when I come forward. Hey, ain't nothing like home. I'm going back to LA. Yo, Nikki is different. Listen, people don't understand something about me. One thing about me, I play well with any religion. You could be Buddhist. I'll be right with you. Are we talking about Hinayama? Are we talking about Mahayama? Which one we at? Where we at? The inner circle or the large circle? We talk about Islam. What you want to do? Huh? Which surah are we going to? Which ayat in that surah? Where are we going? Right? You Hebrew? Oh, shalom let. What you want to do? I play well with all belief systems. That's one thing about me. We can go there. And I love the spirit of Nikki. Nikki reminds me of my aunties. Man, we used to call them aunties. My auntie. We from the South. You understand what I'm saying? South. Nikki remind me of my folk back there, man. And it ain't nothing but powerful love, man. It ain't nothing but powerful love. I love that. Oh, I'm staying on point. I swear to God, you missed the firefight. This show, am I lying? Maybe I like the show better than y'all did. Was this show ridiculous? Or is it just me? Because sometimes I like certain shows that y'all might not like. Was this show retarded or no? From the clips to the callers to the setup, was this show different? I think it was one of them ones. This one was different. Cray cray on the nut. Show was good to me. This show is ridiculous. I think so. This is one of them shows. You can play this show for young kids that are just starting to date, and you start talking about people playing games and how, man, it's rich. That's how Tavis describes this show. He goes, "Oh, the show is rich. It's just rich, man. It's nuanced and layered. It's just so rich." No, that's a wealthy ass show right here, for sure. Hey, what we got next, Andy? You missed it. I am your mind. You missed it. Text my daughter. We playing Chris Brown. Ladies and gentlemen, that Voice of Reason playlist hit different. Play no games. Everybody playing games. Turn that off, man. Hey, the Voice of Reason. We different in here. Let me get my final callers up in here. We got Los Angeles and Philadelphia on the line. Daryl from LA, get in here. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
We all playing games, huh?
Yes, sir.
I mean, especially here in LA. I dare say across the country.
No, it is across the country. People seem to think that there's realer people in other places. Let me tell you, everybody playing games.
Everybody. How in the hell? It's cuffing season right now. We got a whole season named after playing games. Come on, man. I think it's the best place for me. I mean, I think that's how you cultivate a serious relationship.
Is to play games?
Is to play games.
Uh-oh.
Because it's the rules that you apply to this game now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if she compliment your game and you compliment her game, that's grounds for a good relationship right there. Because she gonna call you on your stuff, you gonna call her on her stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of attractive when you can see the game. You navigate through the relationship that way.
Wait, Daryl, you done got Andy up. Andy, you done got his ire up.
Quick, I don't want to take too much away from Daryl's time, but you just triggered. You trigger something. Like they always say, ways to improve your relationship. You guys should engage in role playing, right? You be the nurse, I'm the patient, and it just helps to build your relationship strong. So that's just a piggyback on what you just said. I think there's some good things about that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
100. I'm telling you, look, I'm 60 years old. Well, I'll be 60 in May. But that said, the way I, would get into a serious relationship, because I'm a Gemini, we could be alone and not feel lonely. I mean, I'm too busy chasing my bag. I mean, I love making money. I love women too. I love making money. So I don't have to hear, you're not giving me enough time. It's just not where I'm at. I'm sure a lot of people would, they're looking for that relationship to solidify how they want to be in their life and everything. And that's beautiful, But if you got hopes, dreams, and aspirations that you want to achieve, hey, you can do it solo or you can do it together, but you don't.
Trust me, brother. I hear you, brother. Trust me. But we up against it now. I got to go. But let me say this, Daryl. Daryl, I love you for always representing LA. You brought LA in the building, brother. I love you for that, brother.
You know what I love too, Joe?
Mm-hmm.
When you brought up pet milk, man. I used to love that stuff.
We love pet milk. We was raised on it, man. Hey, man, thank you for the call, man. I appreciate you, my brother. Hey, let's get Willie in here from Philadelphia. Willie from Philly. Listen here, Willie. You got to keep it real chilly because we're about to get up out of here, okay? So you got to make it really quick, all right? Yes, sir.
Hey, man, I respect everybody's perspectives about the game and everything like that. But I'm just lost, like, what's the purpose of playing these games when we just get odds with each other? Because we all out for that one thing. We all want to meet that one person. We all can get money. We all can do all this and this and that. I'm just confused about these games playing.
Mm-hmm.
And I just need some understanding, like, games get old.
Games get old and get tired. Yeah.
You play games to end them. You was the end game.
Mm-hmm.
How long gonna keep on running this game? Especially for the black society, like we've been playing games by other races, ethnicities, and blah blah blah. Why are we doing it to each other? Why are we weakening our communities by running games with each other?
You want the simple answer? You want the simple answer?
Help me understand. I'm 36 years old trying to understand this.
The simple answer is nobody is born with a playbook on how to play the relationship game right or the game of life. Nobody is born with the playbook. But you are born with caregivers. And caregivers tend to come with some type of emotional, psychological, or traumatic baggage. And no matter how good they were to you, no matter how well they raised you, you model what they haven't gotten over. And the spiritual aspect of relationship is designed to wake up that modeling for resolution, for healing. That's why you attract who you attract. Because they're going to wake something up after y'all finish faking, wearing the mask, and acting like y'all got it together. That relationship is going to wake up the work. And when the work gets awakened, now that's when all the conflict, the trauma, the disagreements, the arguments, the power struggles, that's when all of that stuff starts to manifest. But let me just say this, Willie. You brought Philly in the building, man. I appreciate you for calling. I'll be back tomorrow with another slapper, the voice of reason, completely on fire tonight. Of course, my girl, Jill Monroe. RSVP with Jill Monroe up next. Hey, I'll see y'all tomorrow with another slapper. Deuces.
And 404, I'm worldwide. Act like y'all know. Dope man. 202. I owe you.
Appreciate y'all. Great show tonight. Hey! What up?
That last 5 minutes was like church.
Yeah?
I was in here screaming.
Oh, you talking about Nikki? Nick from the SIP?
No, he's talking about you. We heard Nikki. He was talking about you after though.
Oh, what was I talking about? I even forgot.
Listen, that's how it be, honey.
I'm on something else now. Hey, I appreciate it though.
About who's attracted, who you are.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tapping in. Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. I'm out. Deuces.